Thank you so much for coming back to our channel. This is a video I never thought I would have to make in some ways. This is a memorial video for Mercury. If you follow any of my social media, I'm sure that you by now have seen that Mercury, my very, very beloved 17-and-a-half-year-old Chihuahua mix, passed away last week. Mercury was my service dog. He worked for many years before he retired, and he had a pretty awesome retirement. He was really unlike any dog I've ever known. He loved to surf in his float. We were at a dog Christmas light event last year. He was absolutely the coolest dog I've ever known, and he was always up for anything, any adventure, any activity. He came into my life when he was 8 weeks old, and I was 18 years old, and I was the most broken I've ever been. And he truly saved me and helped me to build a life and a world. And here he was hunting for cookies in a sweatshirt. He had an amazing sense of humor, and he was the most steady, bomb-proof dog I've ever met. Nothing fazed him, and he took everything he did really seriously. But at the same time had so much fun. He went on boat rides, he climbed mountains, he flew on airplanes, he went on incredible adventures on the East Coast and the West Coast. He loved living in New York City. He loved all the adventures that came with living here, now again on the West Coast. And he was up for anything and everything. He was one of the biggest inspirations in my life. He made me a better person. He made me strive to be more, to do more, to make the world a better place for me, for my little family, for dogs. He inspired and is inspiration behind all of the work that I do. And it's hard for me to imagine what life is like without him. He passed away a week ago, and it still doesn't seem completely real. He was always up for doing things, and he was so smart and had so much drive and just enjoyed doing anything and everything. I can't believe all of the things he did, and at the same time, I can't believe that he's gone. He lived an amazing life. He was 17 and a half years old when he passed. That's something most dogs don't get to experience, and really, truly, his quality of life until the very end was amazing. And that was what made the decision for me, was that I knew that quality of life was the most important thing that I could give him. And when it wasn't something he could have anymore, I knew that that wasn't the way he would want to spend his final days. And the world is a bizarrely terrifying place right now, and this is certainly not the time I would want to wish having to say goodbye to a beloved dog on anybody. And I feel really blessed and really lucky that our vet was amazing. We knew this was coming. We'd been in the week before. He was not doing well. We tried some medication to see if we could get a bounce back. He had bounced back so many times in the past, and I was reminded about that on Instagram, actually, from a comment from our old vet in New York City, who was sharing, her condolences about him passing, and also, naming that he had defied the odds so many times, and so it happening this time, he couldn't this time. It had been a long time coming, and he had beat the odds so many times. But our vet here was amazing and worked with us. We were able to be with him. Not being with him wasn't an option, and they didn't ask for it to be. We were able to be there. We were masked, and we were with him the whole time. And I think he knew, and I think he was ready. His little body was so tired by that point. And so I want to remember all of the amazing things that he did, and how much fun he had, and how he was just full of life, and was always, he had such a funny little sense of humor, and he did things that tiny dogs, weren't supposed to do. He really broke and shattered every stereotype of who tiny dogs are and what they can and can't do, and he was incredible, and I miss him so much. And I wish I had more video footage. You know, this memorial video is a lot of still photos strung together, but these videos make me so happy to see. This is how I want to remember him. Him running around and playing, and um, I wouldn't be where I am or who I am if it weren't for him. I owe him everything. And, I know that in the last 17 and a half years, I made him proud, and I want to continue to make him proud. That's something that's really important to me. He helped me build this life, and he saved me. You know, he went to college with me for my undergraduate career, and he helped me to build a literary career. And at a time that I was very, very broken and scared, and he was always there and helped me to get through some really rough times and to get through really amazing times. And I'm so glad that he was with me through all of that, through the hard, but also through the beautiful. And that he, I believe, hung on knowing, and he knew that I was okay. And that feels good to me. I wanted him to know that I was okay and that I was going to be okay. And that's one of the last things I told him, was that I was going to make him proud and that I was going to be okay. So I wanted to share this video and just let you see some of the amazing adventures that Mercury had in his life. He was an absolutely amazing dog, and he will be very, very missed.